Hey everybody, this is Pastor Dustin recording for TeamNerdChurch.com. If you haven't checked it out yet, go to the site right now, TeamNerdChurch.com. I'm doing a little bit more Phantom action today. Looks like it's just getting ready to load here. I've got 10 Phantom points left, so I'm going for that. What I hope to get into eventually is to record a little bit more Standard, because I know that there's going to be some killer Boros deck. So I'm trying to work on what version of that is going to be best. Or if there really is no version of that that's best, then to scrap it and go for something else. But anyway, I'm trying to get really serious about the regional PTQ. I'll be up in Toronto, so if anybody watching this is going to go to Toronto, leave me something in the comment section down below, and we'll hang out there. But right now I'm working on some brews there, and I might get into it later if I want to invest a whole bunch of money into the cards on Magic Online. But I'll pause this till we get 8, and then we will get into some Cons Phantom Sealed. And before I forget, if you are watching this and you get sick of my Magic content, go to the very end of the playlist, and then you'll see last week's service. Put that on the end of all my videos, and it is obviously my best work if you've watched me play Magic. Okay, and deck building has started. So we'll check out all of this. First couple of things I noticed is that I've got a Took Us Load of White over here. I've got some, let's see, Secret Plans. Do I want to be a Secret Plans deck? That could be interesting. Forget which one this does. You get to draw a card when you turn things face up, so that's not so bad. What else do we have? Let's see. We've got a fair amount of nice Abzan cards over. Oh, Siege Rhino? We get Siege Rhino, and it is a Phantom event. Okay, so we're pretty much going in these colors regardless of anything else in the whole wide world. We also have Villainous Wealth, which could be pretty good. We've got a whole bunch of banners, and not as many lands as I'd like. Anyway, I'm gonna just go ahead and pause this for you guys and cut out all the stuff that you don't want to see, and then we'll get back into seeing how it is we're going to play this Sweet Siege Rhino, and if we will be going the regular old 3-color, or if we're going to splash into blue so that we can play Villainous Wealth and Secret Plans and all this other nonsense. Alright, so I went through there pretty quickly and just saw if I were to just build a straight up Abzan deck, what would it look like? And so this is without getting fancy, just taking all the cards that I feel like are quality. And I feel like they're all pretty good. I've got some real ringers in here. Obviously the reason that I snapped into it was the Siege Rhino. I've got Abzan Guides, which are really strong in themselves. I've got the King of the Morphs here. I've got Hooting Mandrills as well as Shambling Attendants, so I don't mind running 2 Delve cards. After that they start to get pretty bad. There's not much here in the 4-drop spot, so that's one of the reasons I played one of these Salt Road Patrols, that it's something to do, let you outlast late. Speaking of outlast, I do have an Invocation in here, which goes pretty well. I've got a lot of high toughness guys. I've got an Ancestor, a Parapet, the Siege Rhino, the Abzan Guides, the King of the Morphs. This guy's nothing to sneeze at. The War Behemoth's pretty good. So this is going to go off for something huge at some point. Other just generally strong cards. I've got the Death Dealer. Haruspex is fine, but don't stall the game out and then let somebody deck you mid-combat, because that gets ugly. Anyway, I've also got a Watcher of the Roost here and plenty of white cards to flip for it, so that's pretty good. The Mardu Horde Chiefs are okay. I really only have one thing. No, I've got 2 or 3 things in here that you could attack into to get the value off of those, but even if they just come down to kind of stall the game out so you can get to Siege Rhino, they're fine. As far as all of my non-creature spells go, I've got Bitter Revelation to draw me into my power a little bit faster. I've got some removal in the forms of Throttle, Killshot, and Suspension Field, and Feat of Resistance is a strong card overall. Up here in my sideboard, I'm not messing around with any of this other gold stuff. I don't really need to splash in a deck that's got this high of a power level. I do have Incremental Growth, which I would kind of like to play because the effect is so huge, but I'm not positive if I'll have 3 creatures to hit it with. I do have a fairly high creature count, and having 17 creatures, which is much higher than I usually do, but that's partially because I just got handed an Abzan deck. So this one might come in, depending on how much removal my opponents have and how things play out. I also have a Seek the Horizon. If I wanted to splash, I could play Seek the Horizon, along with some of my blue lands. I do have a few of them over here. I've got the blue-green, the blue-black, which would be nice to splash, and then I could get Villainous Wealth in. There's not a whole lot else I want to do. This is not a Secret Plans deck. There aren't enough morphs, although you do get to add the Ice Feather Haven, which is pretty nice. But I don't think that I need that. So we'll keep the incremental growth in mind as we're playing. I've also got Despise, in case they've got a key creature or planeswalker that I want to try to hit early. And other than that, I've got to Smite the Monstrous, just in case they've got some fatties. So that's what to keep in mind. Now we get into adding basics. Moto thinks 5, 4, 5, huh? That's funny. 5, 4, 5. You guys remember the commercial, right? So anyway, let's see. We do have plenty of white things, especially early. So that 5 seems pretty reasonable. Is 4 enough on black for having all of these early black drops, though? Well, I can't really cut green for these 2 black drops. So I suppose that this is correct. So we'll submit it as is. So we're rocking a 17 lander. I might want to cut that up to 18, just for being tricolor with not having a whole lot. This isn't even a tri-land, this one's really just a dual land. So I'm going to submit it like that, and I'll see you guys in round 1, game 1. Alright, here we